Gail Russell's mother killed her. No, it's not what you're thinking about. It wasn't a knife to the heart or a bullet to the head. What Gail's mother did was worse. She forced her daughter to have a career she didn't want just because of her selfishness. Yes, Gail Russell may have dazzled as a star of the silver screen, but it wasn't the life she wanted, and it slowly ate at her until there wasn't anything more to eat. Gail Russell was one of the prettiest actresses of her time, with her raven black hair and supple lips. She was sexy too, and she had the body many men would embarrass themselves for. Gail was also shy, and right from her childhood the sexy actress would run away rather than interact with other people. When she grew up and was asked to wear a hat as part of her costume, she couldn't express how she felt about the hat and began to wail. Gail Russell was an introvert, but as life would have it, she found herself among the cream of Tinseltown. Most people would love an opportunity like this, but for Gail, it was an absolute horror show. Despite her shyness, somehow her career advanced, and this didn't make her happy. Interestingly, John Wayne specifically requested that the actress come to make a film with him at Republic Studios, the studio he was signed to. This decision almost ruined Wayne's life, and it certainly destroyed Gail's. Wayne was a hotshot in Republic Studios. Many studios had been planning to steal him with mouth-watering offers, but Herbert Yates, the studio's honcho, made him a producer, which meant Wayne had complete creative freedom in his films. Wayne, eager to make his first film as a producer, recruited James Edward Grant to write the screenplay. Also, Wayne made Grant the director. The name of the film, Wayne, or Duke as he was fondly called, was Angel and the Bad Man. The esteemed actor turned producer reserved the role of the leading lady for Gail and searched for a leading man, but he didn't get the actors he wanted, so Duke threw his hat into the ring. He would play the leading man in his own film. Now Duke was a veteran and well informed about what went on in the industry. He knew the actress he hired had a bad case of stage fright and was prepared to help her. He appreciated her nature, actually. Hollywood produced divas more often than not, and this was an actress who was far from being one. So Duke spent some private moments with the actress. He coached her with patience and showed her kindness. Also, he helped her with a loan to pay for a car so she could quickly get around. It wasn't often that Gail experienced this kind of kindness. The actress had spent her early career listening to terrible gossip about her and how she was a failure. Seeing someone treat her like a human got to her, and it led to a big crush. She thought Duke wanted to have an affair with her, and she was ready to with him. However, trouble brewed, and it bubbled furiously. Duke's wife, Esperanza Chatterbauer, heard rumours and believed her husband was having an affair. While Chatter and Duke had troubles due to her wild character, it was easy for her to blame Russell for her problem. Meanwhile, Duke was trying to do something about Russell, and he wanted to let her down without making her feel bad. So rather than do it himself, he asked his secretary to tell her that he wasn't interested in her in that light. Gail took the hint, but it was too late. The rumour had a life of its own, and no one was ready to hear Wayne and Gail's side of the story. So, to end the rumour, the voluptuous actress went to marry Guy Madison, a handsome actor, but their hasty marriage wouldn't last, and it didn't do anything to the rumours. The media had a story that would bring the buzz, and they ran with it without a care in the world. Another actress may have welcomed the publicity, but Gail hated it. She wanted her private life to be personal, but it had been anything but that ever since she met John Wayne. What the actress didn't know was the worst was yet to come. Her life, which she tried to keep private, would completely get blown into the public space. Stay with us and you'll find out more about this actress who was terrified of acting. Gail Russell was born on September 21st, 1924 in Chicago to Gladys and her husband. Gail wasn't just Gladys's daughter, she was also Gladys's key to making it into Hollywood. Gladys was an aspiring actress but was unable to cut it in the end. So she put her hopes on her child, but her child put her hopes elsewhere. Gladys began to notice that her child was scared of people and the city they lived in. Gail would rather run away than interact with people. When visitors came around, she would hide and spend time drawing, which she was very good at. Even Gail knew she was great at drawing and had the ambition of becoming a commercial artist as she grew older, but her mother had different plans. She wanted her beautiful daughter to be a star. Her husband bought into that ambition. Since they knew Chicago wouldn't help their daughter's acting career, they packed and moved to California. It was one of the riskiest decisions they took. Life in California was tough, but the star's mother was keen, so Gladys saved money for her daughter to go to Paramount's studio with her friends. The visit yielded more results than Gladys could have ever hoped for. William Michael John, a Paramount talent scout, saw Gail and saw in her the famed actress Hedy Lamarr. William was determined to have the actress do a screen test before leaving. Despite her inexperience and nervousness, she passed the screen test and got a standard 7-year contract of $50 per week. She reported to her mum, and the family was tempted. Life in California was rough. Gail didn't even have a bed. Her mother wanted her to badly be a star, but understood Gail was too young to be one. So she asked that Paramount wait for her daughter and let her turn 18. The studio said no problem. Everything pointed to Gail being a star except Gail herself. She dreaded what was coming, but she couldn't talk or refuse it. She was just too shy to do so. To make matters worse, her mother reminded her at every opportunity of the kind of life that awaited her. Gladys would even have Gail play dress-up and walk elegantly around the house. She was finally going to be the mother of an actress. As she clocked 18, she became a contract player at Paramount, and she was the worst mistake the studio had ever made. It became apparent from her first role in Henry Aldrich's Get's Glamour that she couldn't act. It wasn't because she didn't have talent, but because of her shyness. Nonetheless, the other stars in the studio gossiped. They said she was nothing more than a pretty face. Paramount would not give up on their latest signing. They invested more in her. They got her a private acting teacher and chucked her into another film. This time she was to act alongside the spectacular Ginger Rogers in the musical Lady in the Dark. Paramount felt maybe her talent lay in musicals, but they just weren't getting it. The actress was too shy, and Ginger's star power swallowed her whole. She wasn't fantastic in the musical, but being a part of it increased her stock in the studio's eye, as the film got nominated for awards. Although, to be fair to the actress, not many stars wouldn't be swallowed by Ginger in a musical. Paramount got encouraged. They were keen for their Hedy Lamarr reborn to make it, but she was privately losing it, and when she found out that she would appear in at least 2 to 3 films in a year, she was devastated. She needed a solution that would help her become bolder when it came to acting, and she got it. The actress got cast in the horror film The Uninvited, and she frustrated the filming process. She struggled to deliver her lines before resorting to tears. Both her co-stars and the film's crew were annoyed at her behaviour. Only Ray Milland was there for her. He understood that the actress wasn't faking her shyness and that it was a genuine problem. He had worked with her before and could calm the actress enough to deliver her lines. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. The film was in trouble and time was going. The actress needed a stable solution, and she got it. Alcohol. No one knew who gave her the advice that she should drink alcohol to get bold. It worked for her. The actress drank enough to remain bold and delivered her lines superbly. It worked, and she continued to drink to take her shyness away. And for someone like her, who was usually shy, it meant she began to drink a lot. She maintained this drinking habit when the actress got the part of the Quaker girl who helps John Wayne's character find peace in The Angel and the Bad Man. After that film, the cast and crew went to a dinner to celebrate the end of filming. Russell had too much to drink, and Wayne took her home. It was a mistake that almost cost him his life. When Wayne got to the actress's house, Russell's parents invited him in, and not wanting to be rude, Duke accepted the invitation. When he finally left and went to his house, as he opened the door, he heard a gunshot, the sound of something whizzing past him and punching into the wall just beside his head. Chatter shot at him immediately as he opened the door. If his head inched to the side a little, the bullet would have passed through him and painted the wall behind him red. Duke had had it with Chatter and made up his mind to divorce. Only that the next day she began begging for his forgiveness, promising she would change, and did change, but only for a few weeks. She slipped back into her old behaviour when Duke, believing she had changed, told her they would reconcile. However, this time the actress wasn't drinking alone. Her mother was her drinking buddy, and they caused a nuisance. Having no choice, Duke chased Chatter's mother from his house, and this time he would divorce his wife no matter what. Like he always did, he relented, which was a big mistake. Chatter was already suspicious of her husband's relationship with Russell, despite assurances from Duke that nothing was going on. So when her husband cast the shy actress in the wake of the Red Witch, Chatter was sure her husband was sleeping with Russell. Duke didn't accept apologies this time and began a divorce proceeding against his wife. It was messy, and it consumed Russell. Chatter joined Russell as a correspondent and accused her of sleeping with her husband. It stunned Russell, who desperately wanted to keep her private life private. At this time she had gotten back with her ex-husband Madison, and now she faced the prospect of facing the court to give evidence. She gave the proof without any problem, but everything was out now. Her falling for Wayne and her reliance on alcohol became public knowledge, and it drove her to the edge. The shy actress pulled the stop on her drinking and got reckless. 2 weeks after appearing in court in Wayne's divorce proceedings, the actress got into big trouble. Police arrested her for drinking and driving and made her spend the night in the slammer. Spending the night in jail set her straight. She wanted to pick up her life together, and her first step was divorcing her husband. It was both the right and the wrong action at the same time. Madison was a petty man. While Russell cited mental cruelty as the reason for her divorce, Madison began to reveal her dirty secrets every chance he got. So she remained in the public eye, and the negative news around her increased again when she got into another alcohol-fueled trouble. This got her a fine and a 2-year ban from alcohol. Despite repeatedly getting in trouble, she couldn't stop drinking. She needed to drink. It was the only way she could act. It didn't help that she kept on getting jobs. Soon enough she got into another trouble. This time she almost killed a baby. The actress, while driving drunk, hit another car from behind. The car had a couple and their child in it. The man was furious and vowed to take the actress for every penny she was worth. He sued her, demanding $300,000. The actress, fearful of the publicity from the situation, chose to settle out of court. To do this she needed money, and to get that money she needed to act. It was going to be the same cycle again. Although this time it looked like the cycle would be broken. No studio wanted to give the actress work. She had become a liability, and the negative publicity around her was too much. John Wayne decided to help the actress and gave her a part in his film 7 Men from Now, and she acted her heart out in that film. Her attitude was the same for the movies and TV series she appeared in after the John Wayne film. But old habits die hard, and the actress got into her biggest trouble yet. Drunk again, she rammed her car into a coffee shop, pinning the janitor working in the shop under her car. The janitor sued her for $75,000, and the state authorities charged her. Then she did the unthinkable. The actress missed her hearing date. Authorities came to her house to arrest her, and instead found her unconscious on the floor. The actress was fined, issued a suspended sentence, and was given probation of 3 years. Her antics had finally nailed the coffin on her career, but John kept giving her a lifeline and cast her in his new film. At this point it became apparent the lady needed help, but she refused to get it. Eventually she had enough of Hollywood and left the screens for a quiet life, but she still found it challenging to drop the bottle. She had left acting and didn't need it any more, but clung to it and isolated herself. The isolation was terrible for her, and she got even worse. She finally went to get help, but soon found herself walking her familiar dangerous path. That path led to her eventual death at just 36 years old. Her neighbours hadn't heard from her for days and went to her house to confirm if she was okay. They found her dead body next to bottles of alcohol. The actress had drunk herself to death, with the booze damaging her liver. She passed away alone without reaching the heights of her career. We have another gripping tale of Tinseltown intrigue to share with you. Our next video delves into the life of Dennis Hopper, the enigmatic and controversial figure known as the evil god of Hollywood.